Ever wish your Microsoft Access reports could look like a clean two-column newspaper instead of one long wall of text? Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to talk about creating multiple columns in your Access reports with proper text wrapping. I'm going to show you how to split your data into columns and make it flow neatly from one column to the next, so your reports look a lot more professional and easier to read, just like a newspaper. Well, like most newspapers. Of course, we're not talking about the content of the newspaper, but I digress. All right, let's take a look. Today's question comes from Kendra in Fremont, California, one of my Platinum members. Kendra says, how can I make my Microsoft Access report use two columns instead of one long list? I'm printing a customer notes report for my office, and half the page is just blank space on the right, so it looks kind of sloppy. I'd like it to look more like a newspaper layout and still keep everything easy to read. All right, no problems, Kendra. What we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to take that single column Access report and make it two columns, and then we'll talk about some text wrapping and make it look pretty. Now, this is a beginner level video, so nothing too fancy or too advanced, but I am going to base today's report on the report that we built in this video, my customer report, which is also a beginner video. But go watch this video first so you have a copy of this report to work on, because this is what we're going to be doing in today's class. So go watch this first and then come on back and build that report or something. And don't worry, members, in the extended cut, I do have some advanced VBA tricks for you. You're going to love this one, but we'll get to that later. All right, so here I am in my Tech Help free template. This is a free database. You can grab a copy off my website if you want to. And in here, I've got a customer form, and I got a customer list, and I got a customer report that takes all the customers and prints them out. And of course, you know this because you watched the video where we built it. Now, what I'm going to do is, instead of doing customer, 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 we're going to make two columns. So it's going to go customer, 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 customer. This way, we're going to go this way down, and then we'll go across to the other side. Okay? All right. Now, before we get started, I want to get in the habit of teaching you guys to always make a backup of the object that you're working on. All right, we're going to make some major modifications to this, and it's always good to back up the object. Back up your database file, okay? Of course, back up your system every night. But we're going to back up the object we're working on. So I'm just going to click on that, copy, paste, Control-C, Control-V. I'm going to call it customer r-backup. Do I break my own naming convention? Yeah, because that's just a backup. All right. And then later on, if you want to clean up your database after you're happy with all your work, just come up here and type in backup. You'll see all your backup objects. Right? Okay. Easy to do. Now, let's open up the customer R in design mode. And just to keep things simple for now, I'm going to delete this big notes field. We'll come back to him later. We'll grab a copy of it out of the backup, right? And let's get rid of family size and credit limit and all that stuff. Okay. Bring this up a little bit. We're just kind of shrinking things up a little bit. All right. Now, to make this two columns, we're going to go up to Page Setup, go to Columns, and we're going to change number of columns here to 2. All right. Hit OK, save it, and let's close it and preview it. All right, some data may not be displayed. What is this? There's not enough horizontal space for the page number. What's all this? Hit OK, and it's not working. Why is it not working? Well, let's take a look. Go back in here, Design View. Let's go back into that columns thingy again. Page Setup, Columns. And let's take a look at what it says here. Okay, all right, so the column size. Oh, okay, column size width is 7.9 inches. Well, that's way out here, right? The problem is this box right here that says same as detail. We got to turn that off, all right, because our detail section goes way out to here. That's the whole width of the page, right? So we're roughly, let's call it 8. So this needs to be less than 4, right? This needs to be maybe, let's go 3.8 or something small like that. Height, don't worry about height for now. Okay, now let's try it. Hit OK, save it, close it, open it. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it's working. Now you can see I got number 1's over here. Let me zoom over here. I hate how they have to keep resizing this every time. All right, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Looks pretty. Okay, good. Let's take a look at what other options are in that box, just so you're familiar with them. Go back to page setup, columns. All right, we got number of columns. That's the big one. Tells Access how many columns of data you want to cross on the page. So if it's set to 2, you're going to get 2 sets. If it's set to 3, you're going to get 3. Make sure that your column width matches that. So if you make 3 columns, it's got to be less than 8 divided by 3, whatever that works out to. Right? Always leave yourself a little bit of extra space. That's why I always bring this in just a little bit more. Because I got 1/4 inch margins out here, right on the margins tab. We got a whole separate video on margins. Okay? Next, you got row spacing. Usually you're going to leave this at 0, but this controls the vertical space between rows as Access moves down the page. All right? Leave it 0 unless you're feeling cramped. You want some more space between the rows. All right? Column spacing. That's the space between the columns. That's that horizontal gap between your columns, right? So if your columns feel too tight together, bump this up a little bit. All right, column size, you got width and height. Width obviously is how wide each column is. And it's important because your report detail section has to fit inside this width. And no, this does not apply to your header sections, right? Your report header, your page header, and your footers. Those don't listen to columns. That's always just one column across the whole page. It's only the detail section and any grouping levels that you might have. And again, the height is usually not important unless you care, like if you're doing mailing labels and you have to have an exact width and height, right? Then you specify a height. But this will also be pushed by the can grow, can shrink properties. Remember, every text box in here can grow or shrink. There's properties can grow, can shrink, and so can the detail section grow and shrink. So if you're doing labels, make sure you turn that off so it doesn't get too big to fit on the label. And again, I got a whole separate set of videos on can grow and can shrink. I'll put links down below. All right, same as detail. Again, turn that off. Column layout. Do you want to go across then down or down then across? Well, for a newspaper, you generally want down then across. What does that mean? Well, you saw earlier how it went 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, right? Here, let me show you. Let's go back to across then down, just so you can see what it looks like. Right click, print preview. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's across then down. Whereas if we switch back to, come here, down then across, it's going to go 1, 2, and then wrap up to here for 3 and 4. So watch. Hit OK. Save it. Right click. Print preview. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, blah, 5, 6. So that makes more sense. That's more like a traditional newspaper would be, right? You read to the bottom of one column, and you go to the top of the next column and down. All right, now let's go get that notes field and bring it back into here. And that's another reason why we made a backup of our report before we started messing with it. Go into Design View. I'm going to take this notes field. We're going to copy it, come over here, and paste it in. All right, it's nice and big, so we're going to make it smaller. Grab the corner down here. Do this. Do a little bit of that. And you can keep it nice and small like that, just for design, because we've got can grow, can shrink on, right? Let me save this one. Let's close this again, leave my backup alone. Okay, so this guy, open up its properties, make sure that can grow, can shrink are on. Where are you? Can grow, can shrink. Where are you? You're in here somewhere. There you are. Yes and yes for that. And remember also the detail section has to also be able to can grow, can shrink. Okay, otherwise the label will, or the text box will grow and it won't have any room to grow if the detail section can't grow. All right, so save it, close it. Let's open it again, see what we got. Okay, all right. It looks okay. It stops here and then continues the next one over here. Let's see what the rest of the pages look like. Okay, looks kind of messy. That note, that kind of spilled over there. All right. But I'm seeing lots of blank space still. I don't like all that blank space. How do we get rid of that blank space? Well, let's go back to Design View. And in the Detail Sections properties, open that up. You're going to look for the property that says Keep Together. Keep Together says you got to keep this whole thing together in the same column or on the same page if possible. In other words, if it's physically too big to fit in a column, it's going to spill. But you don't have to keep it all together. So set this to no, save it, close it, open it. Oh, look at that. It's flowing a little more nicely. See? You got, let me see, do this again. See, you got me, I'm up here. This comes down here. James T. Kirk starts down here, and it spills over to the next column, right? Deanna Troy starts down here, and she spills over onto the next page. And if you want to see 2 pages, there's 2 pages. See? Goes right here. And now it's flowing nicely like a river. It's flowing like the warp plasma in Geordie's engines. All right. Another thing you can do, if you don't want this to flow like that, there's also a force new page option. I don't use this often, especially not for something like this, but in the detail section, there's force new page, which you can set to before the section, after the section. So in other words, every time a customer's done, it'll force a new page. Or you can force a new row or column. So if you want each customer to be in a column of itself, you could say force new column after section. And what that'll give you looks like this. See? It finishes a customer, then starts the next one on the next column. Now this one's too long, so it will wrap. But it used that little teeny tiny bit and then warped over here, right, for the next one. And you can see each customer then is forced to start on its own column. If you want that, you know, if you want to be able to cut these into strips, then yeah, sure, whatever. Again, I'm dumping out the bucket of Legos for you, folks. You can put them together however you want. I'm just showing you all the pieces. I'm going to put this back to none, though. All right, save that. Now, with this newspaper feel, if you like what you got, let's close it, open it back up again, and see what we got here. All right, let's do this, and let's go to 2 pages. Okay, I love the way this looks, but I got one little issue, all right? Here, James Kirk, and then it reads down here, and then it comes up here, and now I don't, my eye has to go back to the previous column to know who this is, right? And then down here, here's Deanna starts, and I flip the page, and oh, here's the end of Deanna's stuff, but now I got to go back to the previous page to see who that was. Wouldn't it be nice if we could get the customer name to repeat on the top of the next column? Well, that's what we're going to do in the extended cut for the members. You can see right here. Here's Richard Ross, and it goes down to James Kirk, and then on the next column, it says James Continued. See that? See what I did there? James Continued. That's pretty cool, huh? Now, that does require a little bit of VBA programming. All right, so I'll show you how to make the customer's name repeat at the top of the next column, and it'll have a clear little continued there, so there's no confusion. It's just one of those tricks that gives your reports that more professional, polished feel. And if you want to learn more about this stuff in my courses, if you're still a beginner in Access Beginner Level 9, we do cover a lot more with report design, page header and footer, report header footer, the can grow, can shrink properties, all kinds of stuff in there. And for a little more advanced users in Access Expert 7, I cover more with reports. We do postcards and all kinds of cool stuff. Right? We do letters and postcards, lots more with reporting in this lesson. I'll put links to both of these down below. So today you learned how to turn a single column report into multiple columns and make better use of your page space. Now, post a comment down below. Let me know how you liked today's video and how you plan to use this in your database. That's going to do it for your Tech Help video for today, brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. And members, I'll see you in the extended cut. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. If you're new to Microsoft Access, check out my Access Beginner Level 1 course. It's over 4 hours long and it covers all the basics like tables, queries, forms, and reports. It's a great place to start, and it's also completely free. Members of my channel get extended cut videos, sample databases, access to my code vault, and full training classes every month. Click the join button for details. Thanks for watching. I'm Richard Ross with AccessLearningZone.com. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.